Reiki enters the workroom first, holding the front of his pants and doing the running man like in his lip sync to Gnarly, as the queens enter behind him, chanting his name. Reiki then does a bow, and says thank you, he'll be here all night. Lilac says not if he keeps getting himself put in the bottom, and Senora giggles.
It's a new day in the workroom and, Lilac is right, I'm keeping positive but I've lip-synced the past 2 weeks in a row. And the worst part about it was watching those other queens walk out the door. Monita wanted this so bad, and hearing her crying off stage broke my heart. But I'll have to press on. The frat is still going strong.
Petra asks Linny how his hand is feeling, and Linny says it's healing up well, thanking her for the help. Senora rolls her eyes, and Skyla looks bothered.
Hearing Petra and Senora's argument in the workroom last week, I really can't believe how awful she was. Even the past bitches of the show, like Celestia and Flower, they had redeeming qualities. Are we really supposed to pretend Senora isn't just a monster? I hope she doesn't last long here.
Senora asks Keaton if he plans to actually do well this week, or continue his downward spiral. Keaton smiles, not responding as the room mail alarm sounds.
It's wild how obsessed with me she's been since I walked in. I'll just let her bask in that. What's the sense in arguing? She knows she's wrong.
My queens, our lovely little show has a history of queens in confessionals giving us judgment for the stunts we pull in the producer's lounge.
No comment.
They say that one of us is dramatic.
Dramatic? Me. How fucking dare you? I'm never dramatic, you motherfuckers.
One of us is biased, which I refuse to comment on.
Hey, it got us our lovely resident judge.
And one of us is unqualified.
Now why am I in it?
I think it's about damn time we judge the stunts you queens pull instead. So for this episode's mini challenge, we're having a stunt off. You'll all be taken to a set where you'll perform stunt after stunt to the camera, and whoever gets the highest score from our distinguished panel wins.
Be careful, because you all signed a waiver, so we won't pay you if you try to do a triple-double whatever and get the AirSen treatment. We learned from last time.
Skyla won the mini challenge.
Did we expect anything else? I'm the queen of acrobatics, after all. Hell, I even give out TM62 to the people who beat my gym. And whatever advantage this gives me, I'm gonna use it responsibly. We've had a non-shady streak so far, I feel like I shouldn't break it.
I'm gonna be honest, Skyla, you scared the shit out of me. When you sent that last stunt, I thought I'd have to add a slot to next season's cast again. But by winning this mini challenge, you've gained the power to decide the roles for this week's challenge. Mean Girls the Rusical. Remember ladies, Skyla is in charge, so what she says goes. Without further ado, get into it.
Skyla gathers everybody around the table, and says she doesn't want any arguments about role assignments, because she plans to be as fair as she can, giving people what she thinks is best. She then says that the first role to assign is, of course, Regina George.
Oh, here we go. Can't wait to hear from all the wannabe Regina George gays about why they should be a plastic. If you put two gay men in a room together and bring up mean girls, without fail, they will bitch until hours off the clock about who is the true Regina. But little do they know. I'm the true Regina. I mean, fuck's sake. Rachel McAdams and Renee Rapp both follow me on Instagram. What more could you want?
At the same time, Senora and Keaton both say they want the role, prompting reactions from the rest of the queens. Senora cracks a smile. She then turns to Skyla, and says that it's clear she's best for the role, and in return, she'll vote for Skyla for the Immunity Idol tonight. Skyla scowls, and Keaton mumbles that Senora fucked up now. Skyla then angrily says what, because Senora is that sure she'll be in the bottom tonight that she thinks she needs to prepare a safety net? Senora backs down, saying all she's saying is that it's better to be safe than sorry. Keaton says she'd know plenty about being safe, and before Senora can respond, Skyla cuts her off to say that especially with how she's treated the people in this workroom, she's in no position to ask for favors, and that Keaton will play Regina George. Senora, clearly livid, clears her throat and smiles softly, saying that's alright, she has backup choices. Skyla says there's no need for that, because she'll be assigning Senora to Mrs. George, Regina's mom. Senora face cracks, but says nothing, and Caden and Keaton snicker.
Oh, there is fire in Skyla's eyes. I overheard her and Petra whispering on the way to the workroom about how angry they were with Senora, but I didn't think it was that major. I'm living.
If I didn't know any better, I'd think that Miss assigning roles fairly was setting her up to fail. Not that I care, Signora can live forever or die tomorrow for all I care.
Was that a little shady? No, it was very shady, and I'm not a shady person. But one thing I won't tolerate is a queen who treats others like they're less than. It's not my place to tell Linny who to surround himself with, but I hope that he realizes quickly that Signora has been a sinking ship from the beginning, and comes to sit with us.
Oh, I can't be Regina. Fine. If they want to give it to that little mutt boy instead of me, and try to delegate me to a smaller role, I'll just have to compensate by playing 2 roles at once, Mrs. George. And
After fixing her face, Signora calmly says that's fine by her, before leaving to rehearse, telling Linny to follow her when he has his role. Linny nods bashfully. Skyla then says that she thinks it's between Reiki and Harmony for the role of Karen Smith. Reiki says he was actually hoping to get Glenn Coco, so Harmony can have Karen. Skyla blinks, and asks if Reiki is sure he wants that part. Reiki nods, and says how hard could it be? Skyla laughs, and marks the roles down.
I'm fine with the role of Karen. I'm not a dancer, and she has some of the least active parts in the show. Her bits are mostly camp. Her lines aren't very hard to sing either. I think this was the best outcome for me.
Glenn Coco has a small role in the Rusical as a whole, but has his own solo number with really complicated choreography, which is also pretty difficult to sing. I'm not too smart, so maybe I'm missing something. But is there really any reason I should be worried here? I mean, I'm not a singer, but I am a dancer, and at this point it's all or nothing. The judges have their eyes on me after lip syncing for the first 2 challenges, so if I don't lock in, I'm out on my ass. So I'm locking myself in. Oh, speaking of, I need a new room key. I locked myself out.
Skyla notes that next up is the role of Katie Heron, the lead of the Rusical. She then says that she actually thinks the perfect fit is Ruby, as long as she's okay with it. Ruby, seeming a bit nervous, starts to speak, when Marina cuts in to gush that Ruby would absolutely slay the role. Skyla says that she'll mark it down, and Ruby just sighs, looking concerned.
Oh god, I didn't want a main role at all, let alone the lead. But I didn't want to try and talk over Skyla since she gets to choose the roles, and her and Marina both seem to want me to be Katie. But I can't sing, like, at all, and I'm not a dancer either. I wanted a small role with less singing, like Karen or Ms. Norberry, and now I have to run the whole thing. But I can do it if I stay positive, right? Wish me luck.
Skyla says that next she'll assign Ms. Norberry.
Oh my god, I love this role. She was my favorite in the original movie. I think it's my best shot at slaying. I'm such a Tina Fey stan. I have her impression on lock.
Linny and Caden both raise their hands for the role, and then look at each other. Skyla winces, and says sorry, but she'll just have to make a choice. Caden says he wants the role because he has the perfect costume for it, running to his drag area and taking out a brown layered lob wig and putting it on his head, bobbing back and forth. The queens burst into laughter.
Oh my god, Caden is sending me with this damn Tina Fey unit. It's giving me very much, what's your name, B.O.B., so they callin' you Bob.
Skyla says Caden absolutely has to have the role with that look, she doesn't even need to see the outfit. Linny just sighs.
Dudes, Linny has it rough. He cut his hand open last week. His only ally right now is the Ice Queen, Signora. And now he doesn't even get his role choice. Poor Broski, I hope things look up for him soon.
Skyla announces that the roles left are Janice Ian, Damian Lee, Aaron Samuels, Mr. Duvall, and the Crying Girl. Reiki asks who the Crying Girl is, and Skyla says she was easy to miss, but she was the girl who cries during the Trust Fall scene, the smallest role in the Rusical. Marina whistles to get Skyla's attention, excitedly waving her hand, and asks to take that role.
Marina is the clear frontrunner right now. It doesn't seem smart to request the smallest role. She doesn't even have a solo number like Glenn Coco. Her part is very funny, but she only has one chance to impress with it. I'm glad she seems to be living for that, because it's a risk I was very worried I'd have to take.
Skyla blinks, and asks Marina if she's sure, because she can have a better role if she wants since they're friends. Marina nods, and says she has a plan to camp the role up, don't worry. Skyla just smiles nervously, and says if she's sure.
As soon as I saw the Crying Girl's few lines, I knew she was who I wanted to play. This role might seem like sabotage, but in the right hands I just know it wins. You just have to play smart. The judges love when a bad bitch overcomes a challenge.
Beast Boy says he'll play Mr. Duvall, because he'd like to play in the background this time. Skyla tilts her head, but writes him down for the role. Linny says he'd like to play Damien, and Skyla says that sounds perfect since he's so flamboyant. Petra clears her throat, and says she'd actually like that role as well. Linny grits his teeth.
Oh my god, again? It's fine, I'm clearly better for the role. Skyla said herself I'd be perfect.
Skyla thinks for a moment, before saying it might be interesting to see some versatility from the both of them, so she'll give Damien to Petra. Linny starts to say something, but just sighs.
I feel badly for taking that role from Liney after Caden just did the same thing. He's a good kid, but it's like Skyla said. At this point, I need to show the judges some versatility, and this is not a character I'd normally play. Liney would benefit from doing the same.
Skyla apologizes to Linny, and he says it's fine, but can he just request that he plays Janice Ian or Gretchen, and not Aaron Samuels? Skyla winces, and says she was actually going to give Janice to Lilac since his look is so perfect for it, and she's giving herself Gretchen. Linny face cracks, and asks if she's serious? Skyla reluctantly nods, and says Linny will just have to play Aaron.
When I asked if she was serious, it wasn't a rhetorical question. I was actually asking if she was fucking kidding with me when she said that. You pass me over for 2 different roles, and can't even give me the last one I asked for, just stick me with the one nobody else claimed. The nerve of this bitch. As if I'm gonna successfully play the trade role of the Rusical.
Skyla sheepishly asks Linny if he's mad with her, and Linny says it's whatever, he has to practice, storming away from the table. Skyla just sighs, and the queens split into groups to rehearse.
Linny is definitely being a little childish for my liking, but I can only blame him to a certain degree. Skyla claimed she didn't want to be shady, but she really fucked Linny over here. I think it's clear what game she really wants to play.
I hate that. I really wasn't trying to be shady. But I mean, at this point, it is what it is. Sorry, Linny.
The frat breaks off to practice their roles together and discuss the challenge. Caden asks Keaton how he feels playing one of the leads. Keaton responds that after what happened last week, he was not about to risk being a background character, glancing at Beast Boy as he says it. Beast Boy looks nervous.
Dudes, why is everyone so heated about me wanting a small role? Someone had to take it. I'm not doing well right now, and that shit is scary, bro. I need to wait it out until we hit a comedy challenge, and this ain't a comedy challenge.
Keaton sighs, and says he'll be damned if he places in the bottom again, he has too much riding on this. Caden pats his shoulder, and says he's sure it'll go great. Reiki says that personally, he couldn't be happier with his role, even though he isn't sure how he's gonna hit these notes. Caden says that's a pretty important part, seeming uneasy. Reiki says he's just gotta practice, and tells Caden he doesn't need to worry about it, he's got this in the gag. Caden tilts his head, and says don't you mean in the bag? Reiki blinks, and says no, in the gag, like he's gonna gag. Caden holds back laughter, and says that's not the saying, with Beast Boy starting to laugh at Reiki. Reiki just stares for a moment, before saying he's gonna go get ready for the choreography, as Caden and Beast Boy laugh. Marina, Ruby, Harmony, and Lilac are together at a station. Lilac looks to Ruby, who is clearly stressing looking at her script, and asks if she's doing alright. Ruby jolts up, and says yes, she's great. Lilac raises an eyebrow, and says if she says so.
Philippines, I am not doing alright. I can't do this role. I'm trying to think positively, because that's what I do. But I'm not delusional. As a drag queen, I have a lot of skills. I sew with the best of them. I think I'm a pretty good actress. I like to think I'm funny. And I call my personality a skill too. I think that's important for a queen. But one thing that I just can't do, especially not well enough to lead a Rusical, is sing.
Marina says they should go around in a circle and sing some lines to warm up for the practicing, and suggest that Ruby starts. Ruby chuckles nervously, and says she's on vocal rest. Marina giggles, and says fine, they don't have to, and pivots to asking what everyone thinks about the role assignments from Skyla. Harmony quietly comments that she thinks Skyla was being shady, rolling her eyes. Marina looks surprised, and says really, do you think so?
Skyla seems nice, but come on, are we really not gonna think that she did that to Linny on purpose? I don't care I guess, but it just felt fake after she said she was gonna be fair with the roles. She owned up to being shady to Signora, and I guess it made sense. But when it came to Linny, she kept saying she wasn't trying to make it hard on him. But I think she was.
Lilac nods and says he doesn't blame her, but that it was definitely shady. Ruby says she isn't sure. She thinks it was just an honest, unfortunate coincidence that Skyla kept choosing the other queen over him. Lilac chuckles and says that Skyla literally declined Linny his #1 role because a non-dancer had a better wig. She was pulling more stunts there than she did in the mini challenge. Marina gasps and says that's shade. Lilac says if it is, then so be it.
I can't stress enough how little I care that Skyla fucked over Signora and Linny. Especially Signora. But I'm also not gonna pussyfoot and pretend that she didn't do it on purpose. She'd have to have nothing behind her eyes to pull that off by mistake.
Ruby is still clearly stressed while practicing her singing under her breath. Marina looks at her and says that she hates to ask again, but is Ruby absolutely sure that she's okay? Ruby slams her script down in frustration, shaking the table, before realizing what she did and adjusting her face to smile. She then says she's alright, she just needs a minute, and before anyone can say anything, she runs off to the corner of the workroom.
I'm so sorry everyone, I hate acting this way. I'm so frustrated. I feel so set up for failure. I'm reading over the script, all of my lines and listening to the example recording. And I can't even focus on my lines that are highlighted, because all I can see and hear are all of the parts that I would have been completely comfortable with. And I didn't even get the chance to ask for. This isn't a role I'm capable of, and I'm sitting here at the workstation listening to gossip about if the person who pushed it onto me is shady or not. I know Skyla and Marina meant well, and it's my fault in a way for not speaking up. But hearing that while I have to grapple with the fact that I'm gonna step on that stage and choke, no matter how hard I try. I just had to leave for a minute. I hope the other girls aren't worried about me, or feeling bad. I don't want anyone to be upset, or think that I'm upset.
Marina is stunned into silence, and says should they go check on her? Lilac says no, they should just give her space for now. Harmony, staying quiet, walks off to follow Ruby. Marina starts to ask where she's going, but just sighs and rehearses with Lilac.
I don't know what's going on with Ruby, and I want to help her, obviously. But we all heard what the judges told Keaton last week. I can't take her stress on, it'll just impact my own performance, and I'm sure some of the girls are itching to get rid of me as the frontrunner. If Ruby wants to talk, I'll be there for her, but I can't make it my responsibility if she won't talk to us by her own will. Baddies don't self-sabotage.
Petra and Skyla are discussing the competition as they get into their looks for the performance. Petra asks Skyla if she feels pressure going into this challenge, since she's considered such a strong performer. Skyla laughs and says she knows she'll slay her performances, that's not what has her feeling under pressure. Petra tilts her head and asks what it is then. Skyla sighs and says it's her personality. She feels like she has to represent the House of Nimbasa well after what went down on season 1. Petra just nods.
Elisa, she isn't a perfect person. And since being on the show, she's grown a lot, mended some fences. She reformed the House of Nimbasa, and she's been a fantastic mother to all of her children. But people don't know that if they don't follow her closely, and some don't believe it even if they do. She's my girlfriend, and it breaks my heart to see how some public opinion on her still is negative. But just as much as that, I don't want it to reflect on our drag children. Blacephalon caught a lot of flack on Twitter for even associating with Elisa during season 12. I feel like if I don't act like perfect and kind and bubbly while on this season, it'll make things harder for Elisa and our family. It's important to me that I show that we aren't just nasty and toxic, and that we run a house full of love.
After a moment, Petra says she feels similarly about Brigid, as it's a small nation and she's the biggest name from it, representing her people. Skyla laughs nervously, and says that probably matters a bit more than what she's doing. Petra says that's nonsense, they're both working hard to bring positivity to the people they love. She then playfully nudges Skyla, and says if you check the track record so far, they're succeeding too. Skyla giggles and thanks her. Harmony approaches Ruby, who is sitting in a corner of the workroom looking at her script and clearly holding back tears. Ruby looks up at her and says she's alright, and doesn't need anybody stressing over her. Harmony silently sits next to her and leans her head on Ruby's shoulder.
This is honestly humiliating. I'm Ruby Gloom. I stay positive, and I'm crying over a stupid role instead of rising to the challenge. I appreciate Harmony for coming to sit with me, but I wish she wouldn't worry herself over it.
Ruby starts explaining that she's just stressed because she knew she didn't want the lead role and doesn't have the skills she needs to pull it off. Harmony stays quiet, just nodding on Ruby's shoulder as she talks. Ruby continues to say that she isn't mad at Marina or Skyla because it was her fault for not speaking up, but she is frustrated that they essentially spoke for her during the role assignments and assumed they knew what was best for her. She goes on, adding that she feels guilty for being frustrated at all, because all they were trying to do was help. As Ruby finishes speaking, Harmony sits back up and pulls Ruby into a hug. Ruby, surprised, hugs her back and thanks her for listening, saying that she thinks she's ready to get back into it.
I don't know why, because she didn't even say anything. But something about Harmony's presence felt so calming to me. I could just speak my mind, without hearing anything in return, but being able to physically feel that someone was listening. I still wish I hadn't made it her problem, but I'm thankful for her help.
I wanted to be there for Ruby. I know how it feels to feel frustrated when other people speak for you just because you're quiet. And I think an important part of helping someone feel better when something like that happens is to actually hear them out, so I decided not to say anything, and just let her get it off her chest. I think it worked. I'm not sure if it'll help her in the challenge, but maybe she won't feel as bad about it when she struggles.
Hello my loves, and welcome to Cartoon Drag Race Philippines Season 3. I am one of your beloved hosts, Kagamane Len. Please welcome our beautiful judging panel, the other half of our sickening judging duo, it's Kagamane Rin. Our resident judge, and my favorite drag queen, it's Candace Flynn. And the meanest girl of Toon World, it's Betty Boop. How are you?
I'm just excited to take this opportunity to call you out for cutting my question out of the Philippines 2 finale. As if people wouldn't notice that the only icon on stage didn't get to speak.
You signed an NDA. Anyway, tonight we tasked our queens with performing an adaptation of the hit mega musical Mean Girls, singing live. And tonight on the runway, category is Prom Queen, inspired by Abby Abominable. Now, let's begin.
Skyla and Reiki Kian slayed the challenge.
Y'all, I am on top of the world. I was on fire tonight, man, really. After 2 weeks of struggling, I'm just glad I definitely won't be in the bottom, haha. Top placement for you, Glen Coco, you go Glen Coco. And none for La Senora, bye.
I really sold my character in that performance, and I'm so proud of it. My specialty may be stunts, but I'm not just a flip queen. My choreo was tight, and I had it down perfectly, but with a Skyla spin on it. I can just feel that win coming my way. La Senora, Keaton, Caden, and Lilac Cookie were great in the challenge.
Honestly, I shocked myself with how good my singing was, and I was right about the bob. This wasn't originally in the choreo, but every time I had a long note, I stood perfectly still and just gyrated my head to swing around that bob, and the judges started hollering. Maybe I'll finally escape the safe zone. Haha.
Petra, Harmony, and Linny were good in the challenge.
I knew branching out was risky, and I did it anyway. I don't regret it either. I mean, I think I did well. Putting on a flamboyant gay voice did make it harder to get all of my words right, though I stumbled a couple times. But overall, I was all right, and I was one of the strongest dancers. Let us hope to simply be safe again.
Beast Boy and Marina Ida were bad in the challenge.
I thought I camped my roll up well, and this would be a Shea Coulee as Black China situation. I was fake crying, pulling tissues out of my bra to dab my eyes, that kind of thing. But for some reason, the judges didn't seem convinced. I'm gonna wait for my critiques before I think too hard about why.
Dudes, dudettes, and dudes/thems. I suck. I'm not a singer, my dancing was alright, but I didn't really do much. And my role being so small meant that I didn't get to have any moments to make up for it. Wish me luck, bros.
Further proof that you can't keep a bad bitch down. I camped it up, and my vocals were on top. I bet Skyla and Keaton thought they ate something up when they gave me that small role. But the only thing Keaton has ever eaten is Purina. And the only thing Skyla has ever eaten is Elisa.
Ruby Gloom flopped the challenge.
Ah, I knew it was coming. Okay, I got my crying out of the way before the challenge. And I think I can rely on my friends to save my from the bottom tonight, hopefully? I need to stay positive. No more gloomy Ruby. Plus, I know my goth prom dress runway is gonna help me rise above the rest.
Ruby Gloom and Caden slayed the runway.
I'm walking the runway tonight in Duck Dynasty couture, with a poofy halterneck gown made entirely out of faux fur. And I'm not talking mink, I'm talking pelt. I have frizzy blonde hair on, and hunter makeup. I'm giving very much the most popular hick in school, from the woods to the prom. I feel absolutely cunt.
La Senora, Lilac Cookie, Keaton, and Linny had a great runway.
The category tonight is Prom Queen, inspired by Abby Abominable, who as we know is from Monster High. So I actually decided to come out in a look inspired by my sister's favorite Monster High queen, Katrine Demew. I'm in a fit and flare cocktail-style prom dress with pastel purple and blue striations, and a matching 40-inch loose curl wig. And when I open my mouth to show the judges my beautiful smile, I've got sharp-ass wear cat fangs. For the first time, I'm really proud of what I'm presenting on this runway.
Marina Ida, Skyla, Harmony, Reiki Kian, and Beast Boy had a good runway.
My outfit tonight is basic, but effective. I got my bro Robin to help me make this. It's a pretty simple A-line dress with a floral pattern. I think you could wear this to prom, and get all the chicks. Dudes? Yeah, the dudes. 'Cause in this scenario you'd be like, a pretty girl. Yeah.
My queens, I have made some decisions. Lilac Cookie, Keaton, Marina, Ruby, Reiki, Beast Boy, and Skyla. You are the tops and bottoms of the week. The rest of you are safe. You may step to the back of the stage.
This is some fucking bullshit! I get sabotaged with my role, but slay nonetheless. And I'm safe. Again? No, Senora. Don't give it to them. This fuck-ass production team wants you to crack. But you don't crack like glass. You shine like motherfucking diamond. Stop filming me!
Now, let's get into critiques. Lilac, please step forward.
Lilac, you were fierce tonight, and you should know it. As Janice Ian, you did a great job showing how she was a real mean girl too, and just as nasty as Katie and the plastics. When you threw the painting at Ruby and damn near knocked her over, I was screaming.
I do want to critique your runway tonight. I like it, objectively it's great. But this color palette is something I've come to expect from you, and while I'm glad you chose a role that played to your strengths, I do wish you had gone out of the box with your runway to compensate. Still an amazing job tonight.
I think I'd agree. You're clearly very talented, but I definitely saw exactly what I expected from you tonight, and I prefer to be surprised. On the runway you're in dark colors, in the challenge you were the goth chick. This was a prom dress prompt, and this dress is definitely beautiful and I could see it at a prom. But I would have preferred you to lean into the frilly teen girl of it all after the very predictable character choice in the challenge.
Keaton, please step forward.
Keaton, Regina George is a role you truly cannot fuck up, or you straight up will be lip syncing. And tonight, you did not fuck it up. You completely slayed it. Everything from the look to the affectation, to the moves, to even the singing. Okay, the singing wasn't incredible, but he fit the character. And this runway is super unique for you, Keaton. It's not something we'd usually see.
The main thing tonight making you my second favorite instead of my first is the mug. You have a very signature makeup look, very sharp, and I like the details of the painted on scars. But logically, did Rachel McAdams have scars in Mean Girls? Do prom queens usually paint fake scars on their face? I understand the branding, but you should learn to adapt your makeup more to each individual look.
Marina, please step forward. Marina, I'm not gonna lie, I'm incredibly disappointed in you tonight. I mean, seriously, you're an idol. You sing for a living. You weren't even singing tonight. You leaned so far into the crying bit that we couldn't understand a word you were trying to say, and you were so focused on your campy moments that you barely did the choreography.
Unfortunately for you, Marina, you set the bar high, and the higher you are the harder you fall. The worst part was that I could tell you thought you were doing well, and you just weren't. Even on the runway, we're coming off of back-to-back design challenges, one of which you won, because your taste has been so immaculate. How is it that you can construct these elaborate garments in the workroom, but when you finally get to walk in something you didn't make yourself, it looks simple and homemade?
I know that accessorizing is your specialty. And yet you're wearing a 90s inspired prom look with 2020s jewelry and these tacky old maiden 2010s shoes that you would see in a Debbie Ryan red carpet ensemble. Out of anyone, I'd expect you to know your fashion periods, and clearly you don't. I'm deeply unimpressed tonight.
Oh God, those are some of the harshest critiques I've ever heard. And I know that I did worse than her, so what are mine gonna be? I'm getting really nervous.
Ruby Gloom, please step forward.
Ruby, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. Never, ever in the history of your drag career should you ever sing again. Ever. Dear God, my ears were ringing. And you were the lead role, so that brought everything down from having to work around you.
I agree about the singing, and your choreography wasn't great either. I mean, what were you thinking going out as the lead role? Aren't you and Skyla close? This would smell of sabotage to me if I wasn't so sure she probably let you pick the role yourself given that you're friends.
I don't want to beat a dead horse, and your performance tonight did very much give dying horse. So I'll instead compliment you for your runway tonight. Absolutely breathtaking. A handful of queens did the gothic prom dress vibe tonight, but compared to you they all looked basic. The Day of the Dead makeup and accents of colorful leaves and petals on the gown really made the look feel unique, and not like black on black like some of these girls did.
Reiki, please step forward.
Reiki, tonight was your fucking night. We know you can perform because, well, you lip-synced twice already, haha. But other than the singing not being as good as some of these girls, nobody was on your level. I mean seriously, that choreo was some of the tightest we've ever seen on this stage.
Actually, I don't want to brag, but I choreographed it myself. The choreography for my part was a little boring to me, so I got all the girls together and I changed it up. I didn't know if it was allowed, haha, but I figured I might as well.
That kind of initiative is exactly what pushed you so far above the others in the challenge tonight. You only had one moment on stage, one number. And you made it your own, you really did steal the show. Even when the number was over and we got back to, ahem. Ruby. It felt like a Reiki show.
There were parts where I wanted to get up and just start cheering. I had to restrain myself to be professional, but you were just so goddamn fun. And was your singing perfect? No, but you were doing a goddamn backflip. I can excuse some shaky breathing. Absolutely incredible Reiki, what a redemption. Beast Boy, please step forward.
Ahem, ahem. To quote Abby Lee Miller, boring, yawning, sloppy. I want to find a nice critique so badly. Well, not badly. Certainly not badly enough to hunt for one within this terrible performance. Especially given that I have first-hand experience with a member of your house that, unfortunately, showed some talent. Did Raven make that rag you performed in? Because if so, it would explain her ugly package as well.
The performance wasn't quite that bad to me. At least not as bad as Betty is saying. It definitely could have used a lot of pulsing. My main issue was the runway. Beast Boy, it isn't getting any better, and that bothers me. I know it's only week 3, but it's the same critiques every time. We've been patient with you, and you've been given many chances. Frankly, you should have been in the bottom last week and were saved by the team's judging, and you should have been in the bottom week 1 and were saved by immunity. I'm growing very tired of seeing the same issues from you after you've been given opportunity after opportunity to improve.
Skyla, please step forward.
You killed it tonight, Skyla. This is the second week in a row you impressed, and this week was even better than last. You're just such an electric performer, and I know that you know that. You give me that feeling when I'm watching you, like someone completely in her element is going all out. You radiate confidence. Excellent job this week.
Tonight on the runway, I'm thrilled that you took the critique from Flower about those heels. These are much better, and the fact that you so quickly adapted to the critiques given makes me incredibly happy, because it means you really are here to improve and to do your best work. The look was quite simple, but I did still like it, and it does represent your willingness to bring your drag to the level we expect as judges.
I have no notes. And that's something I very rarely say. Your look tonight was solid, your performance was immaculate, you sang beautifully. You weren't quite my favorite, but it was a close battle. I don't give out compliments lightly, Skyla, So take this and savor it. You should be very proud tonight. I do truly see a star in you.
Alrighty my loves, now that we've given our critiques, it's time to get into the placements. Without further ado, Skyla, Reiki, Kian, and Keaton, the three of you are the tops of the week. But there will only be one winner.
I don't think I'll take the win this week over Keaton or Skyla, but just to land in the top after both of those bottom two placements really feels nice. I'm happy, you know?
And, of course, Reiki Kian, congratulations my love, you are the winner of this week's challenge.
Oh my god, no way, no fucking way, Langa, this one goes to you. Now we both have challenge wins. Woo.
Skyla and Keaton, great work, you're both safe. Which means that Marina Ida, Beast Boy, and Ruby Gloom, you are the bottoms of the week. Now that we've given you our thoughts, it's time for you to decide the placements. You may all head back to the workroom to discuss, and so the bottom queens can plead their case. And after that's been done, you will be called into the confessional booth for voting.
Being in the bottom, I'm sorry, but I'm completely gagged. I don't feel that I deserve it, and my critiques were horrible for reasons that, me personally, I don't get. But I'm not scared. My sisters should do what's right and save me, and if they don't, I'll just have to lip sync for my fucking life then, won't I? So, me in the bottom, huh?
It is definitely a shock to me. I don't believe you should be in the bottom tonight. Personally, I would have put Liney there.
I wish that I had won tonight. Not for the win. Sorry, that made me sound so inconsiderate. It's so I could give a vote to both you and Ruby for the Renmunity idol. I really hate that one of my friends will be lip syncing this week. Don't worry, I know what you meant. I'm really worried about the win going to Reiki, because him and Beast Boy are so close. I think him and the frat might save BB.
I believe that Reki will choose fairly. He even chose to place in the bottom twice, one of which he was certainly not deserving of. I would be surprised if he went against the judge's wishes to save a friend.
I still don't really trust it. I think alliances are strong in this game, and they have won. Marina, maybe you should learn the words. With how well you're doing, some players are probably itching to take you out.
I see what you're saying, and we should remain suspicious. But rest assured Marina, I'll vote the best queen for safety this week.
Y'all, can you believe it? I won a challenge. I won the Rusical.
Yeah, you killed it out there Reiki. And you too Keat. Good job making it into the top again.
I'm happy to be in the top. I wanted a win, but I can recognize when I came in third. Skyla and Reiki tore up tonight.
Reiki winning this week means that our frat boy BB has a way better chance of being saved from the bottom, which is just a bonus on top of one of our own finally winning something. I'm just safe again, which, would I love to be in the top? Yeah. But my time will come. I'm the only frat member to not be in the bottom 3 yet. I have patience. I just have to wait for my kind of challenge.
I'm freaking hyped that you won tonight. 2 votes to save me, plus 2 more from Keaton and Caden. I'm not great at math, but dude, I think that means I'm probably safe.
Yeah, it's a relief. If you're saved, it'll be the first week without a frat member having to lip sync.
Well, both of the other times were you, bro. But yeah, it's killer. I was really scared Skyla would win. I'd be on my ass for sure. But we got this on lock now dudes. Just have to pick up the pace from here on.
So, I think the move here is quite obvious, right, Lainey? Beast Boy has been weak. Marina did the best, and has been a consistent frontrunner. We vote to save Beast Boy.
Huh? Really? Do you think? I feel like Marina deserves to be safe.
She most certainly does. Those critiques were a heap of shit, just like me being safe was. The judges have no clue what they're talking about. But look at how Marina performed the past 2 weeks. She could have won both of them. We need to knock that bitch down a peg while we have the chance. You agree?
I guess so. If it's the smarter move, we should make it.
Ruby, are you okay?
I'm just trying to stay positive. I'm starting to see the writing on the wall. I'll have to lip sync tonight. Nobody in their right mind would vote me for the idol over Marina unless they were just trying to weaken strong competition, and even then, not enough would do it for it to save me. They're both gonna be better performers than me. I'm gonna try my best, but if it's the last time you see me here,
I'm voting for you. To get the safety.
Really? But you and Marina are so close.
She doesn't need it this week. And, she shouldn't have strong-armed you into that role. I don't know if I'll be enough, and I'm not gonna tell other people. But I'm voting for you.
Thank you, Harmony. Really.
My queens, you have made your decisions. And now it's time to reveal your placements. Marina, Beast Boy, and Ruby Gloom. Please step forward, the queen receiving the Renmunity idol tonight, in a vote of 4 to 3 to 3.
Wait, huh? How is the vote that close? Wait, but if I put 2 votes on Ruby, and both of the other frat boys put theirs on Beast Boy, and the winner has 4 votes while the other 2 are 3. I'm not good at math, but I think.
Ruby Gloom, you are safe, my love. You may leave the stage.
What? I didn't expect this. Thank you all so much. You won't regret it.
This doesn't make sense. Beast Boy only got 3 votes? Oh my god. It was Keaton. Ugh, I should have known he'd be cutthroat. Fair play, I guess. Come on, BB, you gotta beat her.
This is annoying, but not surprising. I guess it's a perfect opportunity to show off. One thing about Marina Ida, she does not lose a lip sync. Beastie, get yourself in gear, because I'm the girl who decides what's in and what's out. And I'll tell you this much, I'm not out.
That means that Beast Boy and Marina, you are the bottom 2. Prior to tonight, I asked you to prepare a lip sync performance too. Leave Me Alone, by Renee Rapp.
The time has come for you to lip sync for your life. Good luck, and don't fuck it up.
Marina had a great lip sync.
Oh, this is hard to watch. That bitch can perform. And Beast Boy, ahem.
Beast Boy had a bad lip sync.
I told you all, I'm the fucking gravedigger. Now give me my 10s, and let's pretend this never happened. K?
My queens, I have made my decision. Marina, Shantae, you stay. Beast Boy, you are a titan of personality, and I know that with just a bit more time to bake, you could truly be a beast. But for now, sashay away.
Dude, for real? Bro, you've gotta be kidding me, bro. This is like, so not cool. Not chill, dude. Not chill, Ruski. Haha, just playing, brah. I'm gonna miss you guys. Frat boys, bring it home for me. Peace out.
Sadly, due to Miss Piggy stealing all of the drinks from set, we are unable to have an Untucked this week. I suppose you'll all have to hash out any issues you have in the workroom next week. Until then, let the music play.